Hey guys, so right off the bat, I want to say this video is not 100% guaranteed to get you creator points. More so, I made this video to offer a guide to newer, less experienced creators that should help them get their first rated level. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. The first thing I'd recommend for new creators to do is to do your research. By this I mean playing the featured tab as well as levels made by fairly respected and popular creators. This should help you pick up and learn the basics of what makes a level good, as well as act as potential inspiration for your own project. I do want to mention that although it's completely fine to take inspiration from other creators, and in fact I definitely recommend taking inspiration from others early on, try not to directly steal or take assets or ideas from another level. Another thing to keep in mind is style stealing. Although it's not taken as seriously as stealing assets or entire levels, it's still generally frowned upon to completely copy someone else's style and build your own levels to look very close to theirs. It's generally a good idea to try and develop some sort of style early on so that you can expand your growth. With it, you will improve as a creator. This moves us on to our second point. Developing your own style is easier said than done and can take a lot of trial and error as well as countless levels to really make it your own. But if done right, having your own style will easily set you apart, making your levels more original and interesting because of it. A generally good starting point for developing your own style is to start with 2 or 3 pre-existing styles and trying to merge them into something original and creative. For example, many of the most popular creators have styles that actually consist of multiple smaller styles combined. They might not have done this intentionally, but it definitely does show in a few creators that I'll mention now. For example, Nogz's art modern style or Zeroa's mixture of effects and design. After doing this, try to really bring out the parts that work and exclude the parts that don't, and it's also completely okay to have your style rest heavier in one specific style, with only elements of other styles. Going back to Zeroa, his levels, although having quite a few design elements, still stand out in the effect genre more than design due to his creative and original use of the style. After this, you want to start working on improving your deco, which takes us on to our final point. So, you managed to come up with an original creative style that isn't commonly seen. Now it's time to try and practice improving your creating. Hands down, the best way to do this in my opinion is to ask other more experienced creators for feedback or advice on something you've made. A good server for this is the Feedback Project, a Discord server owned by Sir Hadoken that has feedback channels for specific elements of creating, as well as verified feedback givers, including me, that you can trust and will give good quality, useful feedback when sending your creation. My server also has a section where you can request your own levels if you would like my personal opinions or the opinions of verified reviewers in my Discord server. Link in the description. A good plan to improve is to not make full levels until you're confident enough in your creating style to put an entire level together. The reason I say this is because without this confidence, it can often be very easy to lose motivation in finishing your level. Also, if your level is not good enough to get rated or featured, it can also have a massive hit on motivation, and that's why I'd recommend making smaller parts, about 2 seconds, and sending them to get feedback on. This allows you to improve at a fast rate, without wasting time releasing levels that don't perform well or that you're not satisfied with yourself. When you get to the point where you and other people believe that what you are making is to the standard of being feature worthy, then it's a good idea to start working on your level. Either way, time to wrap everything up. So before I finish off this video, I just want to mention a few things that did not fit into any of the categories. One of those things is how you build your level. This isn't 100%, but it can often help to not make a layout before decorating, as this helps keep motivation up, although this can have an effect on your gameplay's quality. Another thing is that although you might be happy with your levels, there will always be someone who dislikes your stuff, and that's completely fine. You can't please everybody, and even the most respected, well-loved creators in the community have their haters. This doesn't mean you should deflect or ignore negative criticism, however. As a rule of thumb, if someone says they don't like it but can't/don't offer a reason or any way to improve it, It's generally just their preferences instead of a problem or issue with your level. If they do offer a way of improving it, always try it, no matter how dumb it may sound originally. Lots of advice seems stupid until you implement it. Finally, I want to just thank a few people. I want to thank Crashyy for helping me out when I was starting to learn how to create. Crashyy actually helped me a lot when I was very, very new, when I only had like 2 CP or even before that. So huge shout out to Crashyy. He's generally a really nice person. As well as shouting out Noxop. Noxop is a creator that not too long ago was making fairly mediocre design levels, but recently he's just improved drastically to the point where he's easily an A-tier creator at least. He is definitely a very good example of how literally anyone can improve, and a great example of how if you put your work into it, you can improve at a very, very fast rate. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. This is the first time I've actually tried anything like this, and I hope it turned out well. I'll see you in a future video.